What's up, guys? It's Sean, and today we're going to be going over about whether we're in a bear or a bull market during this cryptocurrency run. We've been seeing Bitcoin hit as high as almost $62,000 lately, and then now it's down to almost 39,000, 36,000. So we're going to be getting into that and talking about where we are, if we're in a pit right now, and if we might be going back up, or if we're looking for it to go back down, and now's a really good time to pull out. So let's dive right into it. So the first thing to talk about is me personally, I think we're just in a dip. And I think that we're going to be going back up, but that is fully just speculative. And you can see that almost anywhere, whether it be on Reddit or on a daily media or anything like that, that no one really knows exactly what's going on. So in full consideration, this is just my opinion and things that I've looked on, done the research on, and because I've been in crypto for a few years now. So the first thing to look at is comparing it to the crypto market that we had in 2016, 2017, and the one we're currently having now. And for all intensive purposes, I'm just going to be using Bitcoin as an example because a lot of other cryptocurrencies tend to follow the train of what Bitcoin is looking like right now. So if we look at Bitcoin, right as it started to hit its little peak before it really started skyrocketing, we were looking at about $4,900 per Bitcoin at that time. And then once we hit full on into the bull market, we were looking at $20,000. I think the highest trade was like $19,600. After that, it stayed up there for a little ways, and then we started to come back down, and that's when we came back down to a low, which was $14,500. Now, when you're looking at that in comparison to how our bull run is going now, we started back in about November, December, with a price that was around $11,500. After going up into that, with everything going on with COVID, we hit an all-time high of $62,800. When we look at that in comparison to back in 2016 and 2017, that was a growth increase of almost 5.5% versus in 2016 and 2017, it was a growth of almost 4 times. So we're looking at a similar growth trajectory going up. It's just a little bit greater because there was so much more money being thrown into the system at this time. But now we're down in our pivot, or a divot, sorry, and we're looking at about $35,700, which is still remarkably higher than we ever were in 2016, 2017, but it's still not where we want it to look at. So where does it go from here? If you compare it to looking at 2016, 2017, we've still had an increase of almost 3 times what it was before our bull run for both of these, which makes me think that we're going to be going up in the market again. Now, there's some factors besides just looking, because you can't just pull at 2016, 2017 to be your main reasoning on why this is going to go up again. I think there's a lot of other factors, and one of them is that you've already had a lot of big time investors pull out. If you go on the old blockchains and you see there's been a lot of funds that have been pulled out by large corporation and investments. And so I think that a large portion of Bitcoin that is still being held is by people like me in particular that think it's going to either increase or are dedicated to the environment, so we're not pulling out. So the only thing that you can come to at this point is that people are going to start wanting to reinvest in it because it is so low, and we're going to hit a new, maybe not all-time high, but get back up to a similar value that we were before. And so this can be a really good way to realize that we're going back up and not back down into a bear market like a lot of people are saying. Another big reason is that a lot of people are starting to go back to work. And when people are starting to go back to work, they have more funds to be able to put into things. There are some people that were lucky and had funds that they were able to use at this time, and stimulus checks really helped out with a lot of that. But looking at it now, getting a consistent income with people with the knowledge they have now of cryptocurrency are wanting to invest more back into it. So a lot of these people, as they start to come back into work and start to gain their savings accounts up a little bit, might be looking at investing back into crypto, which is a good reasoning for it to start going up again and increasing that market cap and value back to what it was before the dip. Another major reason is that we've had media coverage that has slowed down quite a bit. And with the media coverage slowing down a little bit, we don't have all of the large influxes of going straight up and straight down. It's more logical people who are sitting there looking at like what they want to do with the crypto, if they want it to go up, how they want to invest that. And without having media involved there's a lot more stability within the market. So I think this is a great reason, with the media moving out, similar to how they did in the last bull run, for profits to start going back up and getting back up to those all-time highs that we had before. As with everything, there's not upsides without downsides. And I like to always look at these and see what are the negatives or what are the implications of us going into another bear market, because it could very well happen. We could be on a steady decline and there won't be a whole lot more investments pouring in. And so we need to look at some of those factors. And a few of those that I've been looking at is that I've been trading for the past 2 weeks with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and I've been noticing either a very steady linear trend horizontally, or we're still going down a little bit more. And that can be a clear sign of people are just, they don't have as much want to get into cryptocurrency anymore, or they've already pulled out and they don't want to risk it back in the networks. So with that, we might not be able to see any new spikes that come about that, because people are starting to get a little bit more stable with the cryptocurrency and use it more like a commodity or a savings instead of like a get-rich-quick scheme. Another big factor, which this is one that I said was a plus, but it can also be a major minus, is that everything's starting to open back up now. And with everything opening back up, all these people that maybe have made money in cryptocurrency or have just been saving up the entire time are looking for places to go. No one's traveled for a year and a half. No one's gone out and done anything. And so when you have these people with this money that they want to go out and do stuff, they're less likely to go and spend the money within the market. People are looking at buying houses now with the housing market being insane. And so people may be pulling out some of those funds to use them for other things other than cryptocurrency. With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you a little bit of insight of where we might be. As I said, this is just my own personal opinion that I think we're going to be going back up, and that there's going to be cryptocurrencies besides Bitcoin that continue to go up even later on. But we don't know. There's a lot of key pointers to state that we will be going back up, but it's risky, and I always just want to say, don't invest more than you're willing to lose. I follow that rule with everything I do, and I've been fairly safe where we are now. So I hope you guys liked the video. Leave a comment for anything that you want to learn about. I'm looking to do a video on making passive income through crypto, proof of stake coins and things like that. Or if there's just anything else you guys want to let me know, any tips or anything like that, leave a comment and leave a like. Thank you very much.